Hey guys, with the upcoming Pokemon Go Battle League set to launch, there's still some sketchy details, but I thought it might be cool to show a couple of freestyle tournaments. So open freestyle, anything goes, any Pokemon you want to use go. So I thought it'd be cool for people to see some of the picks that guys are using in these tournaments. So first I come up against Mark X Dunn, and he quite correctly is identified on my team. Apart from Venusaur and Defense Deoxys, everything loses quite hard to Venusaur. So we're really going to have to work hard, or realistically grass Pokemon. My team's fairly weak to grass without Venusaur and Deoxys, because I chose not to take a flyer. And you'll see pretty much almost all of my other opponents have some form of flyer. So he's quite happy to double shield here. And now all I need to do is get to a Sludge Bomb with my Venusaur, and that's GG. So he gets his Sludge Bomb off, and unfortunately he's able to get to a Frenzy Plant as well. So it's obviously not going to kill my Venusaur, but it's rendered effectively useless. So unless everything in his team is weak to Bastiodon, and that would need to be Skarmory and Umbreon, and even with the two of them, they're still going to be able to beat a Bastiodon. So these Flash Cannons are going to do a heap of damage. Fortunately, we do have Flamethrower, which will almost take out Skarmory, but nowhere near enough. So we're forced to use our last shield here in this Flash Cannon. Now we do have a move, but yeah, so it's not going to be enough. Even two Stone Edges aren't quite going to kill this Azumarill. So if he doesn't have Hydro Pump, so everything's going to be resisted. But those bubbles are going to be doing enough damage to take us down here, even with this Stone Edge. So it actually ends up being closer than I thought, so I was pretty happy with that. But yeah, so we go down in the first round to Mark X Dunn. Now I did forget to record the first round of this tournament, so again we're jumping straight into round 2. And we can see now this time he did leave with the Venusaur, and we've matched with our Venusaur. So we're throwing Sludge Bombs each. I've chosen to shield, and he chooses not to shield. So I've landed the Sludge Bomb. I just need to get this Frenzy Plant off, and that's all she wrote. But he shields up. So to try and catch this Sludge Bomb, I switched into Sableye, and it actually does work. So that's great for us. So Sableye's actually got a fair bit of energy here. And depending on what he brings in, we could do some good stuff. So Swampet's going to take neutral damage from this, but you can see here just how squishy Swampert actually is. So we're happy to shield up that Hydro Cannon and either force his last shield, which we do, and then switch. We both double switch out. So yeah, not great. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see here, but if you look at my Venusaur's CP, it's not the same as the CP in my little infographic. So I've actually taken the wrong Venusaur, taken the shiny one, and not my really good IV one. So that's not ideal. But anyway, we'll be okay. We'll be alright here. So we do get the Foul off, and he survives with 1 health. So frustrating. So got Togekiss left, and that I don't know. I thought that would have hit and killed. So, but it's okay. We get the win in the end because everything had no health. Swampert had no health. Skarmory had no health. So we win round 2, and into the last round again. Leads with Venusaur, and again I lead with the wrong Venusaur. Now I think in the next match against Justin that's coming up, he actually recognises that I used 2 different Venusaurs, and I do need to apologise to him. He said it was cool, you know, they both have the same movesets. I gave the worse IV one, so you know, may argue that it was in his favour, but who knows. So anyway, Mark chooses to stay in with his Venusaur here to get the Sludge Bomb off, and then I was expecting him to switch out, but he didn't. And comes in with his Swampert. So this is bad news for everything I've got, and pretty happy to say that this one's over. We are not going to be able to come back from this, no matter how much energy our Charizard has here. Another Dragon Claw. He's still going to kill us before, because he's got that shield. Ooh, no, maybe not. Maybe, do we pull this one out? We take that Swampert down, and we've got a Skarmory in the back, no shield. So I was wrong, sorry. I thought I lost this match, but we end up coming out with the win. That Blast Burn just wrecks Skarmory, and we do win that match. Awesome. Cool. Good. Well done, me. Little pat on the back. So, next match is against Justin. And as we can see here, we get the Medicham versus Skarmory matchup. So, we have to shield up. We can take one Sky Attack, but we can't take much more than that. So, we do get the bait on the Ice Punch, and we're hoping to land this Dynamic Punch. And he doesn't shield, which is great. Unfortunately, our counters just weren't enough, so I chose to lose the shield over keeping the switch advantage. And in the hope that we can get to some other sort of charge move, and we can get to an Ice Punch, which will just do a tiny little bit of damage to this Defense Deoxys. And we're actually able to get to the second one, so he chose to try and farm us down. So that's great. So he keeps his shields there though, and we've got Azumarill and Venusaur. So looking at his team, he's already Skarmory, he's down, so he's probably going to have a Meganium in the back. So we go with the Azumarill, seeing if we could potentially draw out that Meganium, and there it is. So we do get to that Ice Beam, and we switch into our Venusaur. He's going to be able to take one Earthquake, and hopefully be able to get to a second Frenzy Plant before Meganium can get to his Frenzy Plant. So that's what it's all based off of. And I think we CMP-tie there, so that was really close. But we survived with 1 health. Oh man, so close. So I don't want to say clutch, but doesn't matter. Defense Deoxys, we've got nothing left to take it out. So we go down to that first matchup against Justin. Alright, so second matchup here, and you can see we've got the right Venusaur. So this is my good IV Venusaur, non-shiny, switches to Skarmory. So we're trying to switch out as quick as we can. We go to our Defense Deoxys, because he's going to do a little bit better at taking those Sky Attacks than Medicham. And we've got those Rock Slides there. Plus the counter damage is going to stack up pretty well, so we're going to force a bunch of shields. So even if we can get both of his shields down with these Rock Slides, Medicham's going to be able to take it out with a Dynamic Punch, possibly even an Ice Punch, but he elects not to shield. So we are happy to let our Defense Deoxys go down and then just charge up a little bit extra energy on that Medicham. So we're both charging up stacks and stacks of energy here. So it's more about effective use of your shields and timing your Pokemon in Freestyle. It's not just getting those ideal matchups, because there's going to be a lot of sort of neutral matchups or only slight advantage matchups coming in. So I really find Freestyle is a lot about how you play. Sometimes you can just get wrecked if you get the wrong Pokemon out there though. Those sort of things happen. So he switched into Skarmory. I think he was hoping he could get a Sky Attack off. But we just were able to farm it down with the Venusaur, and he chooses not to shield. So we get that, and we get to the Frenzy Plant. He's forcing his last shield, and we can shield this up and then go to town with the last Frenzy Plant. We've got it. Sometimes, yeah, you just got to make sure of these wins. So we wouldn't have been able to farm it down. He would have farmed us down, and then 1 or 2 more Vine Whips. So we win match 2 there against Justin. So I was really worried about his Registeel. I don't know, something about Registeel, like that's one of the reasons I took Medicham. Obviously, he's going to absolutely rip through that Registeel. But I didn't see it as much as I think most of my opponents have it. He is a really good solid move. He's going to force a lot of shields. And force people to play different Pokemon. So that's one thing as well. You can force people to play Pokemon based off of a large threat. So analyzing teams is really, really important. If you can analyze the opponent's team and see where there's an obvious weakness, they're going to try and counter that weakness, especially in those early games. So yeah, you can use that to your advantage. There's a lot of mind games, a lot of interesting sort of moves here. So we're down shields, so we are hoping we can get some Ice Punches off here to force a shield and then go into our Venusaur to get the win. So switches into Azumarill, and we're going to have to eat this Ice Punch. But it's a Hydro Pump, so he's wasted a stack of energy there. So obviously he has Hydro Pump play rough, so he elects not to shield, and then we can get our Sludge Moth. He shields here, it's over. And then if he doesn't, it's dead. Sorry, if he does, then when Venusaur goes down, we should have an Ice Punch pretty much ready to go on this Medicham. So we do. and that's going to take out round 3. So yeah, I was really happy with that win. But yeah, really keep an eye on the opponent's team. Look where your weaknesses are. Look where their weaknesses are. See what you can exploit. So yeah, sorry. You can see here we're talking about I use different Venusaurs, and I apologize. Sorry, I should have probably edited this out. So yeah, sorry about that. So he was really cool about that. I think that's one of the reasons I left it in. Just to, yeah, Justin was like, yeah, don't worry about it, dude. It was all good. So we're going to our last match, round 3 against 3rd M. So you can see here he's got some very good counters to Venusaur. Alola Mark, Altaria, Alola Marowak. So we've got to be a little bit careful here with old Venusaur. Venusaur was kind of one of my staple Pokemon. Yeah, no, he's forced to use him a little bit better. So he chooses not to shield there. So we know we don't have to shield anything here, and we can just farm it down. So we got the elite advantage, and he switches into that Altaria. So we're just going to have to go for these Sludge Bombs and force some shields. If he doesn't shield like that, see how much Sludge Bomb does. It really does take out a lot of damage. And we let Venusaur go down. So now we've got Probopass. Oh, sorry, not I wish we had Probopass. Not even Bastiodon, sorry. Defense Deoxys. So he's going to have to eat some damage to the face and get these rock throws off. Oh, sorry, rock slides. Rock throw, rock blast, rock slide. There's too many moves that are just... So he's wasted both of his shields here. Medicham, he's just got to get to this Ice Punch, and then he is going to be A-OK. So we can choose to farm up extra or just go for it. So we know Dragon Breath's going to do heaps of damage, and yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. So this one's GG. We're going to lose first round to 3rd M. That Azumarill is not going to come even close to dying. We're going to eat a Hydro Pump. It's good to see. So good to notice those things. So what moves that Azumarill have? So now I know my Azumarill with that Play Rough is actually going to win the mirror match. But what's better than winning the mirror match? Winning it with a Venusaur. Switching out to that Venusaur. So it's got Hydro Pump, and it's actually got Play Rough. So we know he actually doesn't have Ice Punch. So we've actually worked out what his Azumarill's got. So that's big advantage to us now. We're just going to try and do as much damage as we can. Sludge Bombs, not going to worry about Frenzy Plants. Just no baits, just go for the Sludge Bomb. Force those shields. He doesn't shield, so... Oh man, effectively Venusaur's taken down 2 Pokemon. So you don't need to shield up anything here. Azumarill's such a tank. We can sort of just charge up as much energy. Now it would have been nice if we had just gone for the farm, but that Ice Beam didn't register, so we are able just to farm it up. And what have we got? We got Meganium in the back. So I think we've got at least 2 Ice Beams, almost 2 Ice Beams ready to go. Now the only downside is he's not going to be able to farm us, so we have to switch. So that's cool. We've got all the shields in the world we need. So we should just counter up till we have 2 Psycho Boosts, and then throw them both, because we don't want to reduce our counter damage. And that should get us the win. So 1, 2. But because, yep, gets it. But it doesn't kill it. So close. So we use our last shield, and we get the win. So that was good. Now we come into the third and last match of this freestyle tournament against 3rd M, and I was sitting here going, please lead Muck, please lead Muck, please lead Muck, because pretty much everything else in his team is going, except for Altaria, is going to beat my Bastiodon. So we got really lucky with this lead. I don't know what it was, I was just feeling it, and we nailed it. So that's pretty much going to set us up for the win, I think. So Bastiodon's not even lost 2/3 of his health. So we can switch into our Venusaur, and out comes Altaria. So we know Bastiodon's actually got enough health to just farm down this Altaria. And he elects not to shield, and which is interesting. So I think we shielded there because we were so close to another Sludge Bomb. And we're wondering, can we get to a 3rd one? And we can, so great use of the shield there, understanding how long energy takes to be gathered on each Pokemon. The only downside is now my Bastiodon, I think it's going to be one hit and it's going to kill this Altaria. And what's he got in the back? So we choose to go with Medicham in the hope that it'll have a better matchup against whatever's left. And it's Meganium. So we just need to get to some Ice Punches. So we choose to let the first one come through. We're going to throw this Ice Punch. He blocks it. And then we're just going to shield up here and get to another Ice Punch. We were thinking about switching into that Bastiodon and going for the Flamethrower, but we choose against that. And we just switched just to make sure. We didn't need to. And that's the end of that round. So yeah, really overall happy. So I had a 3-way tie against Judge Justin and 3rd M. So if you haven't done any Great League, Open Great League, any freestyle battles, I recommend you give it a practice with the upcoming Pokemon Go Battle League. It'll help you out. It'll be an interesting thing to see, and it'll get used to the different matchups compared to the other Sylph League Arena matches. Alright, catch you later, guys.